And we're here. At the end.
Are you trying to get me into a cult again?
No, we're here at the end of the commentary. What are you on about? Please ignore the hooded men behind the curtains.
I don't... the only curtains I've got in my room are... How did they get behind my window? Which is like 2 stories up.
Well, you know, that's the benefits of joining this cult.
I thought you said there wasn't a cult.
This is turning into a mess. Should we just get on with the actual episode?
I suppose.
Could have drawn that a bit better in retrospect.
You could have. You disgust me.
Wow. So this was originally different. It wasn't originally me taking the mick out of people's waifus. It was originally Warren.
It was. Originally it was going to be the entire events of the game retold through Warren's perspective.
Yeah, but things would get a bit more skewed as things went on. You'd go by episode, so at first it would be, and previously on Life is Strange. Previously on Life is Warren. Previously on Warren is Warren. Previously on Warren. I don't know whether that was Warren's voice, because God, it's been so long since I've cared about doing Warren's voice. But at least I got, like, a Warren joke in here, you know, at his expense.
I do wonder if maybe, like, you did it because you didn't want to have to deal with Warren.
Well, why I didn't do it?
Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't do it originally because it was going to be, like, massively long, and this episode was already shaping up to be quite the epic.
Are you sure it's not just because you hate Warren?
Maybe that was part of it. So yeah, David Bowie actually passed away on the day that this episode was being released. So there was a last-minute edit to put that in, because we had made this wonderful song.
Yay.
Basically just like a massive MGS5 reference, which is also like why I think like episode 4 had a title which probably would have worked better with this one.
Maybe. I mean, I like Climax.
Yeah, it is. It is nice, I suppose. And it might have been a bit too on the nose.
She also doesn't sell the world at any point. Not that she did in the last episode.
No. No, the main reason I even had that title was just because, hey, I've been playing MGS5. And this bit was just, you know, MGS5 reference, really.
Yeah.
It's a similar sort of opening, you know. Waking up, strapped down.
So I assume that was your camera movement and not the game.
What, you mean the big jerky one? Yeah. Originally for the series I was actually using a controller, but I had to switch to a mouse for after a while because my controller just stopped being responsive.
Yay.
Yeah, that was fun. So the camera work would have been much nicer with a smooth joystick. This bit was fun to do. Just Max being horrible to Victoria as she cries on the floor.
I do like her watch is just nicely in frame the whole time, just to remind us that while we should be maybe sad for her, she's also a spoiled brat.
Yeah, just look at those that pearl necklace, the gold Rolex. Her makeup is still like all really nice from the party.
And maybe it's okay if she dies.
I wouldn't go that far. I do love that joke as well. Just Max like drooling on the carpet from all the drugs. I mean, that's actually what happens in the game pretty much. So it's just Jefferson like yelling at Max while she like drools on the carpet. And I'm like, okay, we wanted to see that.
So this entire bit coming up was another thing everyone sort of labored over, which was how do you turn Jefferson's motivations into something funny?
Yeah. Yeah, because in the game, he's pretty much doing it because he's like, I can only take photographs if, like, it's an unconscious teenage girl who's on massive amounts of drugs.
Which is pretty stupid.
Yeah, I didn't really want that. I thought that's boring. I don't want that. And so we had to think, what could we do? And then I think it was you. Yeah, no, it was you who like came up with the idea of it's all for his music career.
Which means we also got to use the conversation between him and the principal in the car.
Yeah, we've been planning to use that since like episode 2 for like something, and now we found like an actual use for it.
I was always blessed with good looks and a sexy voice. It was obvious to all I would succeed.
And now, it's just this whole piece. This whole piece is just this ridiculous thing. He's doing this all for his music career. He's doing like all this to get an album cover of unconscious teenage girls. Yeah, there's the car scene.
That joke also doesn't make sense because he does do a duet with Max.
Is it really a duet when someone's featuring?
I suppose. They don't sing with each other.
No, they don't. Actually, no wait, hold on. In the full version, doesn't like everyone sing together?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe the principal is not the smartest gentleman.
No, he's not. He does. There is that one line you keep like using for the principal, and that's "Hello, little boy," because apparently he just takes Max for a boy. Which comes to a strange, weird conclusion sort of thing.
It was the only place it could go.
Episode?
It was the only place it could go.
I don't think it's the only place it could
It was
have gone.
the only place it could go.
Alright, fair enough. God, and yeah, I was pretty much like patching up this whole bit, so this bit goes on for quite a while. As Jefferson monologues his entire evil plan. But then again, that's what happens in the game. He monologues his entire evil plan. He's just like, yeah, whatever. This is what I'm doing. Oh yeah, also this whole no way you're 18 thing is sort of a dig because no one really knows that the Life is Strange characters are all 18.
Yeah.
Because they're all in high school. None of them look 18, really, but they canonically are.
To me, it's more a big thing of the writer suddenly panicking and saying, yes, they are all of legal age.
Yeah, because they do talk about the sexy sex, don't they?
Oh my. Dirty.
Oh my.
How rude.
Yeah. I'm not as proud as that one as I was in the last episode, but, you know, I did like it. Sorry, carry on.
There is if you might be able to catch it, there is a brief dead frame on that cut to Kate.
Yeah, this was the first one done with Premiere, and I was kind of actually struggling to like understand the like in and out inserting with Premiere because Premiere's out doesn't go out on the last frame; it goes on the frame afterwards.
Yeah.
I didn't catch. I was like trying to catch all of them, but I've missed a few of them.
You probably would only notice it if you were looking for it.
Yeah. Right. Now this scene is strange. Sorry. What did you like?
I like how she assumes it's Jefferson, just local teacher.
Yeah, and it's from the Independent as well. Like,
and it's on like an international, not on like on a national flight to a different state.
Yeah. I don't. It's. I don't know. She's magical. Max is. She's got all these powers. She knows everything. That's
also,
her character arc.
This scene went on about 2 minutes longer.
Yeah, and it did. And I still think it's a bit too long, maybe.
But
it could have maybe done with some rejigging.
Could it though?
It's not quite clear what's going on, and I don't think. I think there might have been some like. I don't know. The final line in which we close out this scene on it just feels kind of disconnected a bit. Like, he makes a comment about her hair.
To be fair, the entire episode is very disconnected. Not just the Abridged series, the original episode is in complete fragments.
Yeah. Like, I was actually trying to figure out, like, why are we on this plane all of a sudden? Like, why do the flashbacks do that? But it's because we're in a flashback, and so that's why we go to the plane, conveniently.
If you'd like me to explain the "you should get a haircut" line is because he thinks she's a boy.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I get that.
Also, why is she wearing a dream catcher?
Fashion. Yeah. I think that was like the first thing. I think Cole brought that up. Like as soon as it happened in the stream, it was just like, wait, are they writing for us now? We can literally just use that line for the principal. And here's Chloe's technically first appearance in the episode, nearly 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
But it's not really an appearance, because that comes much later. God, Chloe takes a goddamn while to turn up.
Not to talk about the game over the Abridged series, but this was sort of the first indication to me this episode was not the planned last episode, and it was kind of a disaster that they pulled together.
Well, you know, that's game development, isn't it?
It is, but it's a pretty extreme version of it in this one.
Better than Mass Effect. Also, we just talked over like the principal like having cakes talk to him to convince him to eat them.
Yeah, I don't know what's weird about that, to be honest.
Yeah, nothing weird at all. You can hear I use a lot more music in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely wanted to set moods a lot more. You can also probably hear a lot more background noise and stuff. I really wanted to polish episode 5 to make it the best, which is why it took almost twice as long to come out.
Now this part is the part where for about 4 weeks I would hear from you every day, you telling me you had no idea how to deal with this.
Yeah, well, why is Max here? Because this is an actual plot hole with the game. Mm-hmm. Why on earth does Max ripping up her photo mean she no longer got the police on Jefferson? All she did was enter the photo competition, and now she didn't, but now the police don't get her. But Madsen turns up anyway. And I was stressing about this for weeks. I had no idea what to do, and you kept telling me, please relax. And I was like, what's your idea? And you're like, I don't fucking know.
And then the one we went with was, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I think I was literally working at ye old supermarket, and then all of a sudden it just hit me. Fuck you, that's how.
This scene, I remember also you had a much more elaborate plan for.
Yeah, I wanted to do the full fight scene, full rewinding every time Madsen screws up, and it's just the joke is Madsen's incompetent.
But in the game, it was hilarious.
Oh god, and it's the thing on the right, on the left, so it's going to be the last thing you choose. Mm-hmm. But I managed to cut it down to quite the essential bit, to the funniest bits,
to the important bits.
Yeah, and this is the most important bit.
Mission accomplished.
Perfect. We've completed David Madsen's character arc. It was all building up to
murder,
to a murder 80s TV show theme.
And here's the raincoat from the parallel dimension.
Yeah. Well, she brings it up. She keeps a tactical raincoat up her ass. It just appears. It just appears in the game.
It doesn't even have a hood. It's not even a practical raincoat.
No, it's just there.
Here is the most proud joke I ever made in the series. Which is Storm of Swords. Not Storm of Swords.
Storm of Swords.
That's the Song of Ice and Fire book. Song of Storms as the music on the radio, and nobody picked up on it.
No, people did pick up on it.
Eventually. No, I meant you didn't pick up on it, sorry.
No, I didn't pick up on it at all. You just said, hey, the radio needs some background music. I'm like, yeah, that sounds nice. And then people were like, oh, is that Song of Storms? I'm like, oh, you snuck in a joke. This radio bit was, I don't know. It was a bit of just thought of, why not have this?
I'm glad it also has a nice mediating pace to the whole thing. You go from action to action, but you have a nice break in between.
Yeah, and there's also a link between the episode 4 previously on segment when they break into the principal's house. But how does that fit into the canon? I don't know. It's a comedy show. It's a comedy series. What do you expect?
There is no canon. Which means that theoretically Max and Warren could get together.
No. There is no universe where that is canon.
It technically is, actually. because he is a
No.
romance option.
Not
And
really.
he's
You
actually
can-
more of an explicit romance option than Chloe.
No, I disagree.
No, because Max, you can, not, with Warren, you can actively say I will kiss you now, but with Chloe, you've got to like be the least thoughtful human being and just be like, yes, Chloe, everything you said is a good idea.
Of course.